So welcome to Mr. BK, and today we're going to see hatch in AutoCAD. So hatch is majorly used to show the sectional parts in an object so that whether the object is in a hollow or any shaded part which the references whether the solid is present or not. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle in a circle so that it will show you that whether the hatch is present or not. That means the object which I'm going to draw is like a sectional part. So I'm just going to make a circle inside, and I'm going to show you how to make a hatch and how to make it gradient. So hatch is a hatch, so you can click it over here, hatch gradient and boundary. So hatch, so I'm just going to need to present the initial point, that is the point which I need to be shaded. So I just need to click it and selecting object or the initial point. So selecting object is nothing but selecting the objects. So selecting the object and to make it show whether the part which is to be sectioned. So if you need to change the angle of the line, the angle command can be used so that it can move the angle from one space to another space. And these are the types of hatches which have been present inside the AutoCAD. So different types of lines, and AutoCAD for bricks, civils, they can use in many different types. And the angle can be used to change, to rotate, and this is a line transparency, so that to show whether how much the thickness the line is present. And the scaling size can be also be changed from 1 to 0.5 to show that whether the scaling size has been reduced and show a lot of thick of shadings. So the associative icon is on, so that if I even accidentally come out from the hatch command, if I click it again, it directly takes me to the hatch command. So I can even apply the color for the lines and the background for the hatch. So the same commands which have been applied will be used. So I just apply a hatch. So if I want to match the property of this to that, so the match property can be used to match the, so the property will be matched. So the, if you are selected in a hatch, and then if you click on to the other hatch which has to be formatted, or the properties which on other hatch to be applied to your hatch, it can be made. So these are the types of hatch, and even you can change it to gradient even after entering inside a hatch. So you can give the different types of shades of gradients, and even you can able to change the color for the gradients. So even the match property will be applied for even this time. So we call this as hatch. and solid is nothing but giving it into a simple color or a single shaded color. So I have drawn many lines. So if I need to make an hatch for this part of the line alone, so I need to create a boundary. So how is it possible for me to create a boundary? So I just need to go to hatch, near the hatch and drop down box, and I'm going to create a boundary. So if I go to hatch and if I select the paths, it will be coming a multiple lot of sections to be made. So I just go to boundary and polyline, and I'm gonna select a new, so I'll be able to select the lines and pick point. I just need to click it in and the polyline has been formed. So in this process, if I go to the hatch and if I go and select the line object, select object and click on to the object of polygon, the hatch is formed in a single way. So in this way you can able to draw the hatches for an irregular object and a regular object, and even able to transfer the properties for one project to another project. It doesn't mean that if you haven't drawn a line or a rectangle or just a hatch, the hatch which has been made can be transferred the property from one property to another. The property which has been transferred is only for the properties which are applied in a hatch. So I have just drawn a rectangle to just show you that the properties of the rectangle doesn't changes for the properties to the polyline or line. So in these are the ways the properties which can be able to be changed from one product to another product of hatch. So for further subscriptions and further doubts and queries, just leave your comment below and share for more videos. Share and support for more videos.